before I start my work day to jump on here and do an early stream. Of course, I'm still up to it. We got RTP right here. Check out Real Talk Productions as well. We are here. You already know for the Daredevil Born Again trailer. We're giving y'all a live reaction, Carlos. This is you talking about Daredevil series. You remember like when the first season came out? You know, the first season was on Netflix, right? They had 3 seasons, and then Disney picked it up and stuff like that. And but that season 1, when that dropped, I think they dropped all the episodes at one time, right? When that first dropped.
Yes. That's when Netflix was still doing the whole. Let me give you the whole entire content. Let me throw it at you. So, yeah,
man, that was crazy. Like when that dropped, because it was a mature show.
Yeah,
and it's like my experience with Daredevil. That was one of the characters I really didn't latch on to growing up as much. I mean, he crossed over with Spider-Man a few times, but
my
grown to
fave
appreciate
was that animated Daredevil and Spider-Man with the old Spider-Man animated series movie. That was humongous for me. I love that.
It was a TV movie of Daredevil back in the day. This is probably a deep cut for a lot of people, but
really, I might have to look into that.
It's incredible. It's an Incredible Hulk TV movie, and it features Matt Murdock. I think it's like the Trial of the Hulk. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
A must see for just like a hardcore, comic book fans. Like, you got. I mean, first you got to watch all the old. Was it Bill Bixby? You got to watch all of his Incredible Hulk stuff. But
yeah.
There's one with Daredevil. I'm sure someone will remember when I say that. But then with Daredevil, you had the Ben Affleck movie, which you got to watch the director's cut of that. Like the theatrical cut is what it is. It's not edited. It's kind of like a BVS type situation.
Yeah. I remember that.
Coincidentally, Ben Affleck. That director's cut goes hard though of Daredevil. Oh my goodness. It goes pretty hard, and so I definitely encourage people to check that out as well. But that Daredevil season, when the season 1 dropped on Netflix, I was like,
I think that was the first time Netflix took over a Marvel property, right? With Daredevil,
that was part of the Marvel Netflix thing, and that was the first one, the first series they dropped. Then they had Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and all that stuff,
right?
And just how visceral that Daredevil was. Because like I said, I didn't know a lot of his backstory, just here and there. I always remember the Frank Miller. When I saw the black suit, I was like, okay, it's on. Like, this is serious. This is serious right here. And so seeing what Netflix did with it, and then, eventually Disney gets the rights back. I guess a lot of people, were you worried, because Netflix, it was like no rules. But then when you get to Disney now and you see, where Marvel shows up in No Way Home, you see Kingpin and Hawkeye, did you feel they was going to dilute these characters just from what we know from Netflix?
I will say this. At first, my first reaction of seeing him in No Way Home, I literally jumped out of my seat. I was excited. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was, the whole old school animated, Daredevil and Spider-Man. I was like, they're finally doing the live action. What got me worried was when we saw him in She-Hulk. And I was like, oh man, nah. I don't know. What are we doing here, Marvel?
That's when Feige was like, someone called up Feige, like, Feige, are you seeing this shit, bro? Like, do you see what they're doing with this? He's like, hold on. Let's scrap everything that we was doing. Let's rework this.
Please. Like, I'm glad they did that. Like when you dropped that, man, I was like, okay. Thank God, they're taking a step back. They're going more back to the to the Netflix series. And like I think at one point they weren't even bringing back Foggy or I always forget her name, but the girl that was with him, that was with the crew with him and Foggy. Like I heard there was a point to where they were taking him out of the show and then they put him back in it.
Yeah, basically, like early on, the early concept that they were filming for the season before it was reworked was that they were going to kill off Karen and Foggy off screen.
Jeez, that would
and just be like, oh, a new adventure. They're going. It's like, huh? Like, who does that, bro?
No.
What are y'all doing out here? But Shout out to those in the chat. I saw Maria up here earlier. Jovic, what's good with you, man? Definitely smash the like. Make sure you still subscribe. We're giving our live reaction to the Daredevil Born Again trailer. We're on YouTube. We're on X Twitter as well, and Carlos platforms as well. Now, real quick, before we got about 10 minutes or so, 13 minutes before it's going to drop at the top of the hour. So we're going to check it out together. First on the YouTube side, well, I guess overall, my other platforms I want to plug real quick. Linktree link should be in the description. It's the entire Still Up Duo Geek Network. We got specific platforms where we're covering DC stuff, Marvel stuff, specific Batman, Superman. We're really going to be covering a large range of topics, but definitely, you already know here, this is the OG channel. You know, this is where we mostly go live and we talk about everything CBM Geek news. We try to be informative and objective, and we talk about the business behind it as well. So welcome, everyone. I got my coffee. We're about to get into this, like I said, in about 12 minutes. Yoba said Daredevil was a peak CB show. I don't rank any as good as that one. Only the boys. I think Daredevil got the boys. I mean, the boys. Yeah. I enjoy the boys. Show, but
I like it because it's its own thing. But when we're talking comic book, yeah, definitely like Daredevil got that. Honestly, like, and especially at that time when it did drop, even like, you know, with Netflix, I think all we really had TV wise was that the one about was like a brother and sister. I think it was like some mutant show, and then we had the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. So we didn't really have like a big like rated R, like we're gonna go all in, you know, type of thing. So it was, yeah.
And that's why I like with mature stuff. I mean, not just for the sake of it being mature, but just that you don't have to like, you know, skirt any corners. Like, hey, you know, if it's a brutal fight, it's gonna be a brutal fight, or to have Punisher, you know, season 2. Yeah. I think season 2 is slightly underrated for Daredevil because like you had the quintessential Daredevil Punisher interaction there, man. People don't talk about that enough.
I think it's because it was. I remember that one being very like we got to see the lawyer from Matt Murdock in that one. So there was a lot more like, you know, you're in the courtroom scenes and stuff like that, and you're dealing with the whole trial of
Frank Castle.
Frank Castle, there you go. But yeah. So I feel like that's why. But nah, I definitely. I mean, the brutalness in season 2, I feel like that's even more underrated because, man,
it was brutal.
Yeah.
They had some tough stuff, and I was like, geez, like, I mean, like, I don't mind the mature stuff. I'm like, man, like, you just gonna just chop his head off? Okay. Yeah. Shove that through his whole head. All right. You wanted me to see that. But it definitely Punisher. Of course, you already know. I mean, late great Mikey Sutton told us this a while ago. They were doing the Punisher show. Yeah. Now that's making the cycle again. So you already know it's coming, or the Punisher. And he was talking about that before even this new Daredevil thing started. So we getting it all. We're getting them all back, man. So it starts with this Daredevil Born Again. And I know that there's some people with trepidation, like, okay, you got Disney Marvel. Like, what are they going to do? I would say I was probably worried at first, but then to know that they reworked this show, I'm like, okay. Yeah. I think they caught whatever was going to happen. What do you think with that?
No, 100%. Like I said, like, once we saw what we were getting in She-Hulk, I was like, there's no way, you know, we're bringing Daredevil into here. And, like, you know, this is what his new show's going to be. And then, you know, again, like, hearing that they took their steps back, it was like, I was like, okay, at least they're reworking it. That's a good sign. But, you know, from what I saw in that first teaser trailer, I was like, okay, now we're getting a little something. Even that little, I guess it was a flashback scene. The girl from Hawkeye, her name always escapes me. It's a little too early.
Kate Bishop.
No. The one that was trying to kill Hawkeye throughout the series that they gave her
Echo?
own show. Echo. There you go. Echo. That little one scene that we saw from Daredevil was like a fight scene or whatnot in there. I thought that was a pretty cool scene. More of that, you know. If we were to get more of that, it would.
That was probably episode 1 of Echo. first they dumped all that in one night as well. That's how you knew they had no
Yeah.
faith in that show. But episode 1 was like a montage kind of. That wasn't a bad episode. The first, just to set up to her story, because it
Yes.
went back, to the Hawkeye period. No, before I think the Hawkeye period. I forget, but then you had Daredevil show up, and like I said, that was a good fight. And then it set it up for her own story. By the end of that montage episode, then it just kind of sucked after that. It just was terrible after that. I was like, oh my god, like what do y'all do? Y'all just and again with Marvel, they got as they say, high on their own supply. They just thought they could just throw out any character that they had rights to, and people would be like, oh, is it connected, or we're gonna watch everything? And it got old. They got old in phase 4 real quick, where it's just like, bro, like if it wasn't Loki, Loki's the only thing that kind of was holding it down at that time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they couldn't live off the whole like, oh, we've been good for 10 years. You guys could just you'll be all right with what we put out there.
Yeah. Definitely. So Jay Money said, was Echo a good show? Like I said, yeah. I think he heard it when we said with real quick too. I talked about my link tree, link in the description again. It's just going to be constant uploads. Catch all my latest content right there. Direction to the channels and everything. Link tree. That's the only link you need for all my content. But then Patreon, because this channel is currently not monetized on YouTube, but I say probably by the end of this month. Me and YouTube has been battling for a couple months, but once this channel is monetized again, I will have like a low level membership, and I'm gonna do this across all my channels where you just get like exclusive looks and things like that, or early access to videos. I'm moving all my scoops to my Patreon and all like the rumors and things that I'm hearing, and the Patreon links in the description right here. Is in the description though, but that's the Patreon page, and just had a wonderful stream recently over there where we dropped several things over there. First, a little Green Lantern information we kind of threw out there, because again, it's going to be all in one place now. Where just and then my separate YouTube channels, I'll still have a membership level, but it will be, like I said, more like early access, exclusive videos. You get stuff before most people, but as far as the rumor talking stuff, y'all got to become a Patreon. Link in the description. Green Lantern stuff was interesting. And then I thought the biggest thing I had was the Incredible Hulk, actually. I thought that was an interesting thing. There's a new Hulk project. There's more to that story. So definitely check that out in the description.
That was pretty awesome, man. Your Hulk story, man. Like it had me cheesing a little bit. I was like, man, finally we're getting something.
Yeah, like this whole course correction. Like, I mean, I guess they're gonna get it right. We'll see. We're about 5 minutes away again from the debut of the Daredevil Born Again trailer. I think like after that first season or two, that kind of launched up the Daredevil character, like just in the whole CBM geek world. Like,
heck yeah,
I seen a lot of excitement from people when they, just hearing that this trailer was coming. Like, did you kind of notice that on your timeline?
No, yeah, for sure. I definitely did. And then also, like, I remember it being, especially when it came over to Marvel, like it's like we've been saying, like the hype for it. Like there was a very big discourse of like, is this going to be Disney-fied, or is this going to stay the same? And if it was to stay the same, how much elevated Marvel would be at the time? So yeah, man, it's Daredevil making its rounds.
Yeah, I mean, this has become a big character. I mean, this is really the most popular I've ever seen the character. It's like I said, growing up, I always say, my trinity of comics was Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men. I would see Daredevil sometimes with Spider-Man, here and there. I talk about that TV movie and stuff like that, but I just never really got into the background of Daredevil. So when that show came out, it made me go back to the old Frank Miller comics and really get into the character. And with this show, man, like that, I think they're gonna. I just my expectation. I think they are gonna take it another level. I don't think like they say Disney-fied.
Yeah.
Learned a lesson. I think they're gonna aim pretty high.
Heck yeah. I mean, I remember. I think it was last year or a year before that. I believe you and Mikey had talked about like the grounding of bringing these characters like Spider-Man and Daredevil and stuff like together. Like that's what, man, that I would love to see that. Like I said, like I'll be a kid in the candy store, like see like I used to have the VHS movie of Daredevil and Spider-Man. Like I freaking love that, man. So.
And I mean, we love the crossovers, right? That's one thing with Marvel. I was like, they at least got that where, okay, when you go see Captain America Civil War, like it has the debut of Black Panther and, Holland Spider-Man. It's like, that's like straight out of a comic book, that we love those crossovers. And, just a side note, DC's going to try to do that as well. If people are going to follow that iteration, but that's what it is about as far as like, comic book movie fans. We want to see those annual crossovers and stuff, So with Daredevil and Spider-Man, I mean, we're going to get it. Feige definitely wants to do it. It's kind of just getting, wrangling in Sony for them to calm down a little bit because Sony, wants another No Way Home film, which it sounds like that's what they're going to aim pretty high for the next the Spider-Man 4. But after that or some other project, you're going to get your Spider-Man, Daredevil, Kingpin, grounded. You're going to get it. It just it's a matter of when. I mean, I know a lot of people. You may be seeing a lot of rumors out there about Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, and Spider-Man 4. They're still writing the script, guys. Like people have been guessing for months. I told this to the patrons, and Carlos will be a witness to that. Months ago, I said, don't jump on any stories yet because they're still writing the script. We don't know the whole story yet. You know what I mean? It's like people kind of getting carried away, like, oh, it's going to have these characters. No one knows yet, y'all. No one knows. Like,
I
early
remember
ideas, but yeah.
I remember you talked about the ideas of what they had, and what they were thinking of, like, early production news of it, and I mean, from what you did tell us though, if they do go that route, that would be pretty dope.
It'll be pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, the one where they're aiming high, I think there'll be another billion. So the trailer's about to drop in about a minute here. Amari says, "Isn't Daredevil their friendly neighborhood Spider-Man animated show coming out?" Yeah, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Yes, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm going to be covering that. I have an appropriate Still Abdul Spider-Man channel, so all my breakdowns will be over there. I'm still debating if I'm gonna stay up 3 a.m. to watch. I don't know.
I think I might. Launching this new Marvel RTP Marvel channel, man. Real Talk Marvel. I'm committed, man. And it's Spider-Man. I'm like, dang. I got to. If I gave Future Commandos that 3 a.m. spot, I got to.
You're right. Yeah, you kind of convinced me. I gotta do that for Spider-Man. If I allow the crazy mind of James Gunn have me stay up to 3 a.m. I gotta do it for Spider-Man.
Now, so he'll stay
all right, the trailer's out. All right. Let's see. Let's pull this up here. It's time. But yeah, I'm about to do that for the culture, man. And I know it's an Elseworld Spider-Man, but anyway, let's get into it. Daredevil Born Again. Let me just cue up the audio here. Let's go.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit,
that's the Kingpin we know.
Yes,
it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again. A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I could say the same about you. The mayor serves his city.
That's that Devil's Reign storyline. Right there, that's the picture.
Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Oh, man.
Why did you stop being a vigilante? The line was crossed.
Ooh, interesting.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. The power it has over us.
He must have killed someone accidentally. That's a comic run as well.
Yeah.
Unchecked. Sometimes peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
Oh,
Honestly.
shit.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
Yeah.
I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised.
Oh my god. Yeah, this ain't Disneyfied, y'all. Y'all can't say this Disneyfied.
That is lit. Oh,
Jeez. Brutal. All right.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what was Disneyfied about it. The color hoodies. That's about it. Everything else was straight up Marvel, Netflix. You know, that's what that was.
Now you already know we got to pick through this again here. Actually, let's go ahead and run it back. Let's run it back one more time. Let's run it back one more time. Yeah, that's our White Tiger, Muse.
Yeah.
And there's a story to this for sure.
Let's pretend he didn't show up in She-Hulk.
Right. That's just not canon. Right.
I did find it interesting to taking this whole, like, you know, he retired because something bad happened. You know, like you said, that comic run.
Yeah, it's a comic run where he accidentally kills someone and he turns himself in a comic, but
I can see you're not entirely convinced.
maybe him atoning for his sin is to stop being a vigilante. I like the tone. I like to feel this already. Like this is like we're back on Netflix.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
It's weird seeing that Disney like on the bottom right hand, like because this is not Disney.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power.
Brutal, man. Yeah, Music City knows. I know he knows any comic run I mentioned, man. I swear.
Yeah.
Even the music's back a little bit.
Yes.
Needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
Muse, Vanessa's back.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
I love how they're keeping that whole, like, you know, that lore of Netflix, you know, story and everything.
Yeah, White Tiger. Everyone likes White Tiger.
Also raised.
Yeah.
Gee.
To believe in retribution.
Like pick a mask, huh?
Yeah, man. That was very Batman-esque.
Jeez. Destroyed that man.
Yeah.
All right, man. This
Devil
this is
out.
almost like what everyone's saying. Like this is like, you know, just back to old times. Like that's what this this feels like. Like it's your old friend coming back. That's what this Daredevil show is. March 4th. Like I said,
close. That's so close, man.
this year is gonna be crazy with content. First off,
Yeah.
And that's kind of why, you know, I expanded, you know, my platforms because to cover all this, man. But Daredevil, you know, like I said, it's January. It's just under 2 months away. It's gonna be here like nothing. And 9 episodes, I believe, is this first season. They are starting production on season 2.
That's interesting. They're going with 9 episodes. That's nice. Usually, you know, the first season episodes are around, you know, 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, because originally it was going to do like 18, and then when they started reworking everything, they was like, okay, let's at least get, you know, some of this out, then work on season 2. So, Music City says there's 2 White Tigers, by the way. One of them gets killed. I'm sure you saw the set video that happened. Spoiler alert! So we got Bullseye. Hope Rosario Dawson somewhere in here. I don't know. You know. I think, and don't quote me on this one, but I think a while ago I heard she may pop up in the Punisher series, but I don't, you know, I'm not sure about this show, if she's going to pop in this show. That was fire. I think, like I said, just looking at this trailer, I was like, just make sure, just show me this is gonna be like She-Hulk, like
Yeah,
just show,
yeah.
that's
Tone
all I
was
was looking
important.
for.
Tone was important for this trailer, just so we know what we were getting into. Not the cookie cutter stuff. Obviously, the kids aren't staying up late to watch this. This is for us. This is for us. We want to see the blood.
This definitely a 3 a.m. show here. I mean,
yeah.
Like you said, if I did it for Creature Commandos, I gotta do it for Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Right.
That's a vicious kingpin right there. Mayor, what's going on, Mayor?
Yeah. and I wonder if they're gonna really, I mean, I guess they kind of have to, touch on the whole Hawkeye of things, because that kind of what started this whole Mayor view of things.
Oh, the Echo show really did.
Oh, but, Echo, sorry, Echo, yes, yeah.
But to be quite honest, like they could just be like, something happened back then. Now he's mayor. You know what I mean?
Just like a little mention. Yeah, that's what I see they'll do.
That's that whole Devil's Reign image here. So from the comics, Kingpin becomes mayor, and then he outlaws vigilantes. So that's going to be an interesting, twist to the as far as the story. That's why I'm thinking there's got to be some other cameos, because in the comic run you had, they're not going to have all these people, but you had Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Moon Knight, Elektra, of course. I don't think they're going to do all that, but I just need some other ground level.
Yeah,
will be cool if they put it in there. So, let's see, Fernando, do you think there'll be some Spider-Man 4 Easter eggs? No, I'm not expecting any setup for Spider-Man. They're kind of dealing with their own corner here. I mean, you got the Punisher set up. Obviously, they're setting up his show, and the Return of the Defenders. You are going to get, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and stuff. You're going to get them back.
I can't wait for that. I actually like the Defenders. I thought that was a good show. I felt like a lot of people hated on that show when it came out.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. So that's the Daredevil I remember. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was the job of this trailer. It was like, just show us, our boy is back, right? And I think they did it. I think mission accomplished. Nice transition right there.
Yeah, crazy.
I like that. I just like the whole nature of the show. It just feels like grounded, and that's why it is gonna be weird, because he's eventually gonna cross over with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's like you got to bring him in here.
I feel like they're gonna do the whole what they did with Matt Murdock in No Way Home. I think we'll see a glimpse of Spider-Man in here, even if it's him just swinging by or something. I feel like they'll do something like that, just kind of pay homage to No Way Home as well, having Matt Murdock in there. I think that would break the internet with that as well, because we'll see them together on screen, so I think it'll be pretty cool.
Just personally, I'm not expecting any Spider-Man hints, but hey, I'll be happy.
Okay.
I'll be happy to see it if they something in there. It just Sony had to play ball with that, and I don't think they granted them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Enough said.
yeah, but Sony being Sony.
Enough said, Sony.
But you won't crave it, no. But Dan says, what role do we think he'll play in Doomsday as far as Daredevil? That's if he's in Doomsday. The roster is not set yet. I know there's different rumors out there. I'm just not ready to be 100% if they're going to bring Daredevil over to Avengers Doomsday. But if it fits in the story, if you want to show how the whole world's being affected, with this multiverse saga, I don't think, what do you think? Like, personally, I don't think, like, you don't really need Daredevil in that story. Like, because just like with Blade, and people might be hearing about Midnight Suns, I talked about that on my Patreon.
Yeah.
They don't really have to be in this whole multiverse saga story, just in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. If they are, it'll be like a kind of like a Avengers, Endgame type of thing, where you just see a glimpse of them. You see in the world being, reacting to the events that are going on, and you'll see like a quick glimpse. But we all know how money works, and if they ain't gotta pay them actors, they ain't going to, So I agree with you there. I don't feel like that big level threat, Matt Daredevil will have that place in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we see here where he said, a line was crossed. That's why he stopped being a vigilante, of course, temporarily. But he's tossing the mask, and you see one of the ears are missing. I wonder if like he stabbed someone through the head with it or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Something, I think it's like him like dropping his mask and he's just like giving up,
Yeah, it could have been like a brutal fight, between
Yeah.
someone and the one of the horns got beat off.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Keep Matt on the streets. We don't need him in the big stuff, and that's what I mean by that. It's like, I don't need to see this crossover with Doomsday. I mean, I definitely want to see the Spider-Man because you got the obvious Spider-Man, Kingpin, and the grounded Spider-Man. I think everyone wants to see it.
Yeah. J Money. I that freaking jump across my head there. That's right. He wouldn't remember Peter.
What was that? Oh yeah, because of the spell. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like he probably won't remember like just personally Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But they definitely want to pay off just having a crossover with them. They're definitely going to do that. Amari says, "What happened to the horn? She bit off the horn." That's rough, bro. That's rough. Let's see what else here. And again, their whole interaction is great. Is this who is this?
I think that's White Tiger.
That's White. Okay.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
The actor. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's out here murking boys.
Right. I believe did I don't know if I'm right or wrong here. Did he pass away?
Who's
or
that?
Something like that. The actor that's playing White Tiger.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's Bullseye, which man, though. Okay, my only, I'm not gonna say criticism of Daredevil season 3 because I think, like I said, the all 3 seasons was a good one. You can just watch them all straight through.
Yeah.
I just wish I know they set up the real Bullseye by the end of it, but I really wanted to see like Bullseye is like the ultimate.
Yeah.
This is like Daredevil's Joker, basically.
Yes,
like that. Yes. He is his ultimate enemy. I know Kingpin is a big one too, but hand to hand, I want to see a full Bullseye, like the real Bullseye. Versus
I need that Bullseye suit. I feel like we got teased, and then got it. And funny enough, talking back about the Ben Affleck days, it's cool to see that full circle moment. I mean, we didn't get to see him play, together again in that role of villain and hero, but you had Ben Affleck and Colin Farrell as Bullseye and Daredevil. Then Ben Affleck
accurate, but
it wasn't accurate, definitely.
Yeah, I like the movie. Like I said, the director's cut definitely. The director's cut is a really it was like before its time too, like that film. But I'm just saying, y'all don't. I know it seems to be like people put Ben Affleck Daredevil theatrical version like at like Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern levels. I'm like, no,
whoa.
I'm like, no,
disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
That movie's no joke. And like I said, but watch the director's cut. It's like you're watching a Batman movie. It's Ben Affleck though, and Daredevil. That movie slaps like for real. You may just have to watch it again if you forgot out there. But Dan says, interesting. There are some characters that should remain on TV, like Squirrel Girl, but Cage and them should come through to protect the streets in Doomsday while Cap takes the fight to Doom. I mean, do we need to see the street level? Just in your opinion? In Doomsday, I mean.
In Doomsday, not Doomsday. Maybe like the whole Avengers, after Doomsday, the Secret Wars. I could see maybe a glimpse for them or something, but Doomsday, I really don't think so. I think they're gonna keep the street level guys on the DC Plus shows and stuff like that, and we'll get more in depth. We'll get to see more story, more build up. Maybe I do see maybe throughout the series we could see a little build up to the movie, maybe later down the line, but nothing like shoehorned in like that. I think they'll be in their own little lane.
Hey, like I said, I'll be happy. Just this is kind of a sort of contained story.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Sam Wilson fly through and nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's out there somewhere, but it's like, because that's the next movie, up.
Or something,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just want to enjoy this corner of Marvel, just personally. If they decide to throw a tie-in, I mean, if anything, they're setting up their season 2 because it's more to the story.
Right.
That's the only setup I'm really expecting, and I'd be happy with that. Jay Money says that's one of the great things about Spider-Man. He's one of the rare characters that work on street level fighting every day, crime, and being part of the major crossover Avengers events. Yeah, that's Spider-Man right there, right? He can really cross over, so to speak.
Right. If they really wanted to do like a whole like shoe-in, crossover, they would use Spider-Man for that. I feel, because it's like he's saying here, like he's in both aspects, and how they've portrayed Spider-Man in this whole Marvel universe. We've seen he's a big level character. Obviously, he's in the big, cosmic level stuff happening around the world. You obviously have Spider-Man there. So if you did want to shoehorn this group of
doing out there, Matt.
Matt act like he can't see. Get out of here, Matt.
Yeah, Vanessa back. Gotta have Vanessa back, man, for sure. Yeah. For sure. I mean, that's Superman's mom. You gotta have her in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And of course, the Punisher, and that's what I mean. It's like a lot of people. They're like, okay, Punisher obviously has a huge following, so I can see why they throw him in there. I'm not expecting a lot of him in this season, this first part of the season, maybe season 2, but it's setting up his show for sure. So that's gonna be cool.
I can't wait. And finally, we're getting it, man. We're getting that Punisher show.
With Punisher, like, okay, it obviously okay. Both seasons was good. So first let me get that out the way because people like, what are you saying? But I'm more of like, as far as just what I remember in the I wasn't that big in Punisher comics either until much later on, but I like the Punisher stories, like when he was just like freaking Rambo, like that's what and with the Punisher seasons, we got John Bernthal, just eating it up, like he was great, he was almost like a mass murderer, but it's like I just wish we got more of that, just I just got an M16. I'm just spraying like that's the Punisher I kind of wanted to see, to be quite honest.
I wonder what avenue they're going to take here. Are they going to do kind of what they're doing with Matt? Is he like retired at this point, coming back to start killing people? Like, I would like to know that, because it seems like he's going through it in this trailer at least. Like, so
I wonder if they're going again and taking elements of the Devil's Reign, where Kingpin's mayor, he outlaws the vigilantes, so everyone probably goes underground for a little bit.
Okay,
maybe that's what Punisher does. Like, he's like, let me stay out of the public eye. Again, I like the Punisher seasons, but y'all gotta remember me growing up. And people in my generation, we watched the Spider-Man 90s animated show, and when Punisher showed up there, like, he came out.
He had the big van.
He got all these different weapons, bazooka. Like, that's the Punisher. I mean, I'm just saying. I like
he
this.
Had his guy in the chair as well. That was dope.
That's the Punisher I want to see. You know what I mean? And maybe we'll get a sprinkle of that. But I'm gonna watch it regardless, y'all. The Punisher show. So yeah. Dan heard Kingpin's supposed to outlaw vigilante. Yeah, that's the Devil's Reign story. Yeah. A man who likes skulls on his list. Yeah. So. That's probably, like I said, everyone's underground to start off the season. One of the other characters we'll see, at least Dad from Miss Marvel is in here somewhere. Yeah, which is random. That's very random.
I will say, surprisingly, I really did like Miss Marvel, the show. I did like the family aspect to that. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna, tie that in to all this. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Like I said, they can definitely a lot of angles they can go. Yeah, that was that's Laura. That's Superman's mom in here. Yeah, you can't forget her. And originally they didn't have her in the early cuts. Remember when we say they reworked stuff? The initial cut, they didn't have her, Foggy, Karen, and so they brought back the OG OG group. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get into spoilers today. But so we got White Tiger, which a lot of people are excited for this character. I gotta say, this isn't a character I'm too familiar with in the comics. White Tiger, maybe Music City in the chat.
I have seen
some
like
runs.
Some panels of him, but I don't know much about his story when it comes to White Tiger, but I have seen him, and he maybe show up in a couple comics.
There's Miss Marvel's dad's not random. That's a lawyer. Probably need help with people on Miss Marvel's head. That's random. That's exactly what you just explained is random.
Oh man,
Miss Marvel. It's like I'm just saying, yeah, Miss Marvel. But that show, again, this is when it was kind of I guess a down period for Marvel, right? Because Quantum Mania didn't do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
all these other shows was kind of hit or miss, and then you drop Miss Marvel, and I was just like, it's content. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just that terrible of a fan, I guess. I'm gonna watch everything. And if I don't like it, I've learned to give up on shows though. Like that, I am proud because after Secret Invasions, like
I was confused every week
because I kept staying up. I stay up and watch these shows 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all, in the morning, and it's like every week I was just disappointed. Every week watching Secret Invasion, and I was like, next week's gonna be better. No, I'm gonna stay.
Yes.
It's gonna be something cool. And I got to that finale, and they were just like middle finger to all of y'all. I was like, oh my god.
What was bad about it as well, and that's a harp on Secret Invasions, but man, like it wasn't that. You felt a little bit of a buildup, but it was just enough to keep you like, all right, what's going on? And then it just stayed there. It never went up and it never went down. So you like, if you were watching halfway through at 3 a.m., pass out, you're like, man, I got to restart to make sure I didn't miss anything. Then you're like, why did I do that to myself?
Right. It's like you didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss nothing, that show. And so I learned after that show, that was my lesson. I was like, you know what, with these shows, I got to know when to give up. And then The Acolyte comes out, and and I gave it a couple episodes. I was like, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm comfortable just tapping out. Y'all let me know what happens. So that's how I treat everything now. I give it a chance, but if I got to tap out, we tapping out. So Miss Marvel. My point with that though, Miss Marvel, it was an engaging show. Like I was like, you know what, I don't mind watching it. I don't think I stayed up every week. I probably just watched it when I woke up, but I was like, it's an entertaining show. And the chick that plays Miss Marvel, she's a charismatic person. I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And this is probably gonna be controversial, but I didn't think the Marvels was that bad of a movie. I actually did not think it was that bad.
I will say I enjoyed the the fight scenes and stuff. I mean, it did drag a little bit at some points.
Some of the weird stuff in the middle. Yeah.
I mean, that's the first time we really got an ending with X-Men, so that was dope. Seeing Beast at the end, that was like I said, it was okay.
It wasn't a bad, like the first Captain Marvel. It's hard for me to rewatch that.
Yeah,
I'm just not interested in how they present that story. But as far as with the Marvels, it had enough in it that was engaging. Monica Rambeau, and I was like, I was okay with that. I came on Disney Plus. So I was like, let's give it a spin.
Yeah, I think that movie should have just been a Disney Plus film. I don't think it should have been in the theater.
They should have saved some money on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one for their sake. Dan says, Secret Invasion helped me realize I don't need to watch everything Marvel. Yeah, it's like, there's no one to tap out. You know what I mean? Because like with this stuff,
Star Wars.
I'm old enough to remember where it was like you had to wait a couple years just to see a new Batman movie, right? On the big screen. And in between time, you had nothing.
Right.
So it's like, I'm like, hey, it's the genre that I love, so I'm going to at least check it out. But I don't, like I said, I don't have to torture myself.
I got a 2-episode max, minimum.
I give it a couple episodes, and I'm like, okay, if it's not for me, then I'm out. Dan says here, since they're bringing Daredevil back, have you heard of them resurrecting other shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., EMH. What am I missing with that? What's EMH?
EMH. Yeah, is that mutant show? Maybe. I doubt it.
EMH. Let me know. Earth Mighty Zero. That was a show.
Animated show.
Animated. Oh, animated. Oh. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, they're going to get under Marvel Animation. It's all about X-Men, and then you're going to get your Spider-Man, more Spider-Man animated in X-Men, and Avengers in X-Men. So they're just scratching the surface. They're doing a lot.
Yeah, they had some cameos in the first season of X-Men '97 of some Avengers, and even Spider-Man.
It's gonna be more.
That would be dope.
It's gonna be more. Yeah, so that's gonna be your gateway, and they're sort of doing it through X-Men because they have the full rights to it. So it's the business side of it. So they're gonna be able to introduce all different characters. Like they can't do a separate Spider-Man show, as far as what I heard, because they would have to pay the rights to the old producers of the 90s Spider-Man or their estate. So Marvel's being cheap about that. But you're going to get more of that in X-Men 97 seasons, whatever they do. So, yeah, plenty. But as far as like other like live action shows, they're going to do, like I said, Defenders or level characters like Daredevil's back, of course, Punisher, Jessica Jones will be back. Luke Cage, there's still like a fuzzy thing with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. The characters are supposed to come back, but I don't know if it's going to be the same actors. They're like, it's like back and forth every time. You're getting the same Jessica Jones back. You're getting that same Jessica Jones back, but the other guys, I'm not sure. I thought Luke Cage was perfect. The guy that played him, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah. And then just the chemistry between him and Jessica Jones. I thought the Jessica Jones actor. I love that. I love seeing them on screen together. I thought it was
that
great.
First season of Jessica Jones. Like when I say people don't talk about certain stuff enough, that first season of Jessica Jones went hard. And then, like I said, you had Luke Cage come in the middle of that. Man, that's that comic book crossover stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's that. And then they got the Purple Man. He was like a horror show.
Yes,
that was like peak. Like
shout out to Doctor Who. He's the one who played.
Yeah, that was some good stuff right there, man. And then they just kind of messed up the future season of Jessica Jones. But that first season, like I said, you had Luke Cage, and then they had that whole crossover thing. That was dope. That was so dope.
It was kind of like the whole CW thing at the time. You had the CW coming together with shows, and then they had the Netflix Marvels all coming together too. So that was a cool time.
Definitely. Got Amari saying, speaking of Secret Invasions, what the hell are they gonna do with Gia? Bro. They just need
to leave her over there.
Just act like it didn't happen. That's what they need to do. Because my goodness, man, that was brutal. Dang, look at that.
Yeah,
Gee, that's Bullseye, ain't it? That's Matt. It's Matt. That's Matt. Yeah.
The one with the mask on, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, that's just a rando.
There's a random dude. Okay. I'm about to say somebody got thrashed. Dude, destroyed that leg.
Oof.
So who's this supposed to be then?
Is that Matt? I don't know.
No, his build don't look like Matt. He looks more.
Now
he destroying somebody, whoever it is.
This is me thinking outside the box. You got a guy like Kingpin. He's trying to take out these vigilantes. Why don't you get one of your peoples, a group of your guys wearing these masks, acting like vigilantes out here, beating people up? That'll pass a law real quick. Could be something like that.
Yeah, that's a interesting plot point there. They got these destroyed that leg. Like I said, just the imagery of the show. Muse is going to be very interesting.
Yes,
that's going to be like I said, no boundaries on this show. I mean, he's basically this villain. He murders people and like make them into art and stuff. Like he's crazy. He's a crazy dude. So
that just feels Netflix. You just
that
just feels Netflix.
And I like this shot right here. And
Yes.
but I mean, that's the thing. It's like, that's the only test I had for this was like just make sure you got the tone right, like we said, and so they nailed it, man. They nailed it. And so
Do you think we'll see Matt wear multiple suits, or at least flashbacks to certain suits, or do you think we're just gonna see something like this where it's just a shot out and then we'll see all these?
yeah, you'll see him actually wearing multiple suits. Yeah,
Okay,
you'll definitely see. I'm not expecting him to wear all of those, but no, yeah, definitely you're going to see in different points of the season. If they let's say save some of it for season 2, but you're going to see multiple suits in there.
Yeah, 'cause that silver suit looks pretty dope. I would like to see that.
Yeah, the silver looks dope. I mean, everyone remembers the yellow, but we're probably kind of scarred.
Yeah, we don't. I'm trying to like I have my blinders up. I'm trying not to see that one. that comes with a twerking video. I don't want that. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, bro, they can twerking. I swear, like that's all the ultimate thing they could have did just to finish us all off. To have Daredevil twerk. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm giving up on all Marvel. So Music City said Punisher, Muse, Bullseye, Kingpin, White Tiger. It was all these spoilers, Music City. Like, all these spoilers, bro. Like, why would you just anxious to spoil everything, ain't you?
You just anxious to watch the damn thing.
Hey, it's almost here, man. It's almost here. And hey, like I said, this is what we're here for, man. Just Daredevil kicking butt. It just destroyed that arm. My goodness. Boys is getting destroyed.
That legendary yell right there.
I wonder, like, is that when he killed someone? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I wonder, like, what's that moment when he said a line was crossed? He gave up being a vigilante. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So
you
final.
You think that's more towards Frank? He was with Frank or something like that happened, or like he was in that moment with him. That's why he has to go meet up with Frank to talk about something that's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. But so final thoughts on this. Hey, like I said, it's all that we wanted it to be. You had the blueprint. It's like if Disney messed this up, it's like I would have had no hope for them. So they got that going.
They needed this. Marvel needed something like this, especially with all the news we're getting from DC. I know we always bring it back to DC, but DC, hate it or love it, we're in the news every day. We're talking about it.
Oh, so yeah, definitely.
Marvel needed this
something mature.
Something mature and something that's like as watching this trailer, we're like, dude, we're locked in, we're ready, we're waiting for this. It's not no questions, no nothing. It's like, okay, I like what they're showing us. Let's jump in, let's do this.
And it's like it quiets down the online mobs. This is just the reality of the CBM genre now, where it's just you got somebody crying one way or another about every project. Now Marvel's earned some of this vitriol. Now we see
Phase 4.
Exactly, the entire Phase 4. So I get what people are still critical of Marvel. But this is just like, okay, this is supposed to be your layup right here. Like, okay,
yeah,
I don't think no one's gonna be crying like, oh, it's woke and it's this. It's like, no, this is Daredevil. This is Netflix Daredevil right here. So like that I think that quiets down a lot.
And like you said, I'm glad we're seeing the arms breaking, the crazy leg blowing up from being beat up. Like we need that. I feel like that gave a lot of us ease seeing that in the trailer too. So.
This is interesting. As Mari said, it takes the heat off Cap 4. Well, Cap 4 comes before this though. So this will be like, hey, if you didn't like Brave New World, Daredevil's about to hit you.
Speaking of Cap, man, because I've been seeing a lot of promo for this Love Hurts. Shout out to the Goonies. I really do think that movie is gonna be the movie of February, man. From all the hype I'm seeing around it, I hate to say it, but I think so, bro.
Are you talking about Brave New World?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, Love Hurts. I feel like that's gonna probably outperform Brave New World.
Well, we gotta pull up the calendar when you say this here. So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Love Hurt. Okay, you're saying the Love Hurts movie that comes out February 7th.
Yes.
You're saying that's going to be the movie of the month. That's a week
Yes.
before Cap 4.
I really do. Like I said, I mean, he had such a the guy from the Goonies, the Asian dude.
Oh yeah, I saw that poster.
He had that movie with the girl that she has like different personalities or in different universes. I forgot what it's called, but it was a great movie. And
I haven't seen a trailer. There's a trailer for it.
Yes, yeah. Funny enough, Marshawn Lynch is in the movie as a bounty hunter.
See that. Yeah, maybe I did see that. That's random. That's random.
yeah.
But it may be cool, right? Interesting. But yeah, Love Hurts comes out February 7th, the week before Captain America 4 or Brave New World, I should say.
Wow.
And this one I always keep saying with from what I heard with the Brave New World film, if you liked Falcon and Winter Soldier season, I think you're gonna love this movie. Then you get Harrison Ford and Red Hulk. So I mean, I think there's gonna be an audience for it. I'm not sure about those earlier projections. We'll see in about 2 weeks if it's really gonna make $100 million the first weekend. But it's gonna happen. Like it's like just literally. That's what you should expect. Like you watch the show, you want to see what happens next in this life, and you got Harrison Ford. Like, I mean, I like the show, so I'm sure I'm gonna like the whole movie. You know, just personally.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will be seeing this, hoping they'll see since we may see some court stuff. We see a Matt Murdock show up just for like a second.
In Brave New World,
yeah.
No, he's not in that. Someone saying there's a Luke Cage Easter egg. I don't know. Is this like a guessing game? He said, all the while I was hating when I said that. He said, it was like no reason. It was no reason for me to hate on that. But he said on the Times Square scene, there's an ad for Harlem Paradise. Okay, cool. And that's the bar that Cottonmouth on. Don't remind me of Cottonmouth though. I don't even want to think about that. That's the only thing that really I gave up on that show when they messed that up. And they killed off the best villain they probably had. At that time. So that's crazy. Sam Wilson. Yeah, I think you'll like it. If you like the show, if you're on the fence where you're like, I'm not sure about the show, then you're not gonna like the movie. Just gonna break it to you. I'll break it to you right now. So interesting. So again, final thoughts here, and then we got the Wednesday crew show later with the Fandom 5, as Danny calls it, where we talk again the latest in CBM Geek News. We're going to talk more about this Daredevil, get everyone's thoughts of the trailer and expectations for the show, and then we got some other topics too. I'm gonna throw to the panel, but final thoughts with this, Carlos, and then also too, like if you're what else you got going on, with your content too.
Yes, sir. Nah, man, this is exciting. This is what we needed to see. As old school Netflix Daredevil fans, we needed to see this just to get the feel of the show, to make sure that they ain't butchering what we had. So it's like you said, it was a layup. We needed that. And yeah, man. I mean, going forward, I mean, I kind of took some notes from you, man. I'm branching out, my platforms now. I got the main channel, Real Talk Productions, but then we got a DC show, Real Talk DC. Marvel is launching today with this trailer reaction. I got an anime show, just making it more easier for people to go ahead and find the content, man. And but yeah, I have my link tree up. And yeah, man, exciting times, man. A lot of stuff coming out this year. We're gonna be at Comic-Con as well. It's exciting, man. It's exciting this year.
Yeah, for sure. Check out Carlos' platform, RTP.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. This is gonna be a fun year for content, man. And if something doesn't hit for people, I think just this is a year where it's like, hey, if Brave New World ain't your jam, then it's like, well, you got Daredevil right there, so we keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Right.
So a lot of people are excited with the trailer. I'm ready for this, man. We're just less than 2 months away. So as far as my platform, like I said, the Wednesday Crew will be later today. I'm gonna start the show. It'll be around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm gonna talk about the case of Netflix and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, Las Vegas. What's going on? What happened with that? What's stalling?
You got me nervous, so you got me nervous.
Yeah, like is it even gonna be a thing? Really, I'm wondering. I'm kind of side eyeing Netflix a little bit on that one. So we'll talk about that later for the first hour, and then we'll get the crew on the panel. Like I said, we'll talk the latest news over at that point. So appreciate everyone catching us on this impromptu pop-up trailer reaction. It seems like a consensus that Disney did their job. They understood the mission. We got the real Daredevil back. So appreciate y'all. Much love, So Nation. We're going to slide on out of here and make sure your notifications on. We'll be back later for the Wednesday Crew Show. We out.